yung pina-prepare ko sa inyo na A4 paper, tsaka crayons or pencil, whatever you have there. Okay? So I want you to draw, okay? I want you to draw your whatever that represents your current emotional state. Now, you are not allowed to ask any question. Just draw. Okay? I hope you get it. So, i-drawing ninyo yung kasalukuyang kalagayan ng inyong emosyon. No questions are allowed to be asked. Okay ba? Sige. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to do that. So, i-drawing ninyo yung sarili ninyong emotional states. Whatever that's representing what you feel right now, i-drawing nyo dyan sa A4 paper na yan. Okay? Hi, Miss Alona. Good morning. Please do your attendance. Okay? So, yung paper na pinaprepare ko sa inyo last week, i-drawing nyo ngayon yung current emotional state ninyo. Anong nararamdaman nyo ngayon? So, walang questions that is allowed to be asked. Just draw. Okay? Mag-draw lang. 5 minutes. Sige. So, 10:45 dapat tapos na ha. Okay. After 5 minutes, you need to submit that doon sa group chat. So, draw your current emotional state. Okay? Draw your current emotional state, but you are not allowed to ask any question. Send. Supposedly.
Sa Slack.
Pwede rin. Pero Hina, para makikita ko na kagad kasi hindi pa ako magbubukas. Magbubukas lang ako ng sa iyong drawing. Baka you want to celebrate something?
I feel fat but happy and
Ay,
contented.
aray ko, grabe. Grabe. Hindi ko naman naisip na fat kasi manipis naman yung pagkakadrawing mo ng kanyang arms. So anyway. Okay, so yun pala how you perceive yourselves. Okay. Inaantay ko ang drawing ni Glenn, hindi siya nagsasubmit. Sige. Antayin ko lang later. Baka hindi siya ah, interchange with us today. Ayan na pala si Glenn. Hi, happy, excited daw siya. Ah, may natutulog daw sa tabi niya kayo ni Makan. Okay. Miss Sheila, happy din. So I'm happy that you are happy, ha? Sige. Alright. Next, dun sa isang paper, di ba sabi ko dalawang A4 yan. Okay, ngayon, bago kayo mag-drawing ng inyong emotional state this time, pwede na kayong magtanong. Kasi kanina, basta wala kayong guideline, basta nag-drawing na lang kayo, di ba? Right? Ngayon, you can ask me questions. Oh, drawing ulit kayo, but this time I'm gonna give you only 3 minutes and you can ask me questions. Eh, go ahead, question. Anong gusto yung tanongin? Tanongin lang kayo bago kayo mag-drawing.
What is your emotions right now, ma'am?
What is your emotional state right now? Hindi kayo magtatanong? Kanina hindi rin kayo nagtanong? Kasi gusto kong makita nyo yung difference pag nagtanong kayo at hindi. I want you to see the difference that before you draw, you ask a question. Kasi kanina, basta pumili na lang kayo ng color na gusto nyo, di ba? Kasi wala naman kayong guide na naibigay sa inyo that you should use this color or that color. Wala. Should I draw a thing, a person, a place, di ba? An animal, ganon. Wala naman kayong tanong kasi you're not allowed to ask questions. So ngayon, I'm allowing you to ask any question, pero ayaw nyo pa rin magtanong. Sige.
Ano
Ano po
pong
ito drawing
ano
namin?
pong relation sa drawing? Ano
Ha?
pong relation?
Okay. So, tanong ni Miss Sheila is anong ido-drawing, di ba? Kung is it a person, place, or thing. So, I would ask you to draw an animal that represents your emotional state.
Animal.
Animal that represents your emotional state right now.
Animals.
Pwede ba ma'am insect?
Technically, nasa animal kingdom naman siya. Di sige, okay. Pwede naman. Last 1 minute. Okay, si Miss Elona bird daw. Bakit bird?
So that I can travel easily. I want to go in any place that I want.
Gusto niya mag-travel. Yun ang nararamdaman niya ngayon. Sige, saan mo gusto mag-travel?
Siyempre sa Philippines muna lahat ng lugar sa Pilipinas.
Okay. Si Miss Sarmiento butterfly. Bakit butterfly?
Like a butterfly, soar high lang po.
Fly high
Minsan.
like a butterfly. Okay.
Yes.
Parang kanta yun ah. Yan ah. Okay. How about the others? Nahirapan mag-drawing? Or nahirapan mag-decide anong magre-represent ng inyong emotions? Okay, guys, our chapter for this section is chapter 5, communication skills. So, we are trying to communicate through verbal and non-verbal. Yun yung ating point. That's why I'm giving you this activity. And I'm letting you understand that in communication, you have to ask questions. Kasi ang nangyayari sa communication, halimbawa si client, bakit hindi mo binigay itong sir, ganyan, ganyan. Kasi hindi ka naman kasi nagtanong, okay? Bakit nangyari ito? Kasi hindi nagtanong. So, the point of the activity is that we would have some realization of what is the impact of asking questions when it comes to communication in the workplace at paano nyo express yung sarili nyo. Dapat you have to be very confident kung paano nyo express yung sarili nyo. Si Sheila, pusa. O, sige, pusa. Okay, may pusa ka ba, Miss Sheila? Meron?
Wala po, sa Pinas po.
Sa Pinas. Okay. Sige, antayin ko lang yung drawing ng mga iba pag ready na kayo, ha? Okay. So, let's move on with the chapter. Salamat sa inyong effort on your drawings. At least nakapag-drawing naman kayo after 48 years, di ba? Siguro yung last na nag-drawing kayo, baka nung kinder pa kayo. Okay, bird din kay Miss Liza. Okay, so in chapter 5, we will be discussing, of course, yung communication that is relating to virtual assistants. Si Miss Maribel Pusa din. Okay. And the importance of clarity in writing. Okay. And mastering virtual communication tools. So, gagamit tayo ng mga virtual communication tools. Aside from Zoom, gagamit tayo ulit ng MS Teams. Alright? And then, non-verbal cues in virtual settings. As well as, anong animal tong trinowing mo, Miss Mary Ann? Pusa ba to or mouse? Ha? Or teddy bear? Ano ba to?
Dog ma'am, mukha lang teddy bear.
Dog. Mukha lang siyang teddy bear. O, sige. Okay. So, kahapon, I received a job opportunity sa Upwork for lead generation. So, sinabi ko, in-accept ko yung ano. But the problem is, pagdating sa verbal communication, very professional yung client. Nung mag-meeting na kami in person, hindi siya makapagsalita ng diretsong English. So, hindi ko maintindihan yung sinasabi niya. So, sabi ko, ano ba to? Parang ako pa yung client, ako pa nagtatanong ng question at ano pang gagawin. So, yun ang impact ng hindi magandang verbal communication. No? Nasisira yung image mo and your confidence will show how much you know, okay? Kahit marami kang alam kung hindi mo kayang i-express yung thoughts mo, parang nasisira yung impression about you. So ang impression ko tuloy sa kanya, hindi siya professional. So parang hindi yata ako babayaran ito pag ginawa ko tong work na to, sabi ko. So hindi ko na
Yung
in-accept
barrier,
yung
ma'am.
job. Oo. Hindi ko na in-accept yung job, guys, kasi parang ano ba to? Tapos ako pa yung nag-explain, you mean I should do this and do this and do this? Di ba dapat pag ikaw yung mag-hire ng VA, dapat ikaw na yung nag-explain anong gagawin niya, ano yung demands mo. Walang ganun. Para ako pa yung nandun sa kabilang side. So, um, I did not accept the job. Sinabi ko na lang na, okay, I want to give you an honest feedback. Binigyan ko na lang siya ng feedback. Sabi ko, you're very professional when it comes to written communication, but when it comes to verbal, I really don't see it that you are professional in the way you talk, and the same time, you are so suspicious. Kasi pag may tinatanong ka, hindi nagre-reply agad. Yun ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, guys, na pag may tinatanong ako sa inyo, hindi kayo nagsasalita. Yung impression, guys, yung impression. So you have to take care of that, no? Very proactive kayo pagdating sa communication kasi wala kayo face-to-face, okay? Hindi kayo naka face-to-face na merong ibang ways to see what you mean. Okay? So you have to be very, very proactive when it comes to communicating with clients. Ha? So I'm just sharing that at least para naman lang at least alam nyo. So, in fact, sinabi nga niya sa akin na parang 3 na daw yung na-hire niya pero wala daw nag-a-accept. So sinabi ko sa kanya, maybe that could be the reason. Oh. Tapos pagkausap mo pa, ang dilim-dilim pa ng background niya, na parang halos hindi ko na siya makita. Ano to? Nagsaspy lang ba to or something, di ba? So, everything that you see in virtual communication is very important. Yun ang aking masasabi lang. Okay, so, when it comes to VA communication, kailangan ninyong gawan ng communication yung inyong task delegation kasi hindi man may bibigay sa inyo yung task delegation kung walang communication. And this is a part of building relationship with your clients, okay? And pag hindi nyo na-express yung self ninyo at hindi kayo sanay mag-express ng sarili ninyo, mahihirapan kayo mag-build ng rapport or ng communication skills, communication within or between you and the client. It will affect also your productivity, okay? So, in this lesson notes, okay, nakalagay na sa lesson notes ninyo. I'm sure hindi nyo na babasahin hanggat hindi natin ma-discuss, but please, open the lesson notes right now so at least you can follow or somehow at least kung kapag take down notes kayo bago tayo mag-quiz. Okay? So, pagdating sa communication, your facial expressions and tone are very important. Yung posture ninyo, yung itsura nyo dyan, okay? Yung pananamit ninyo, yung hair ninyo, yung makeup ninyo. You are going to be judged by the way you look, by the way you talk, and in face-to-face by the way you walk. And so, kahit sabihin ninyo that we shouldn't judge the book by its cover, guys, wala tayong magagawa. People will really judge you by the way you look, di ba? And by the way you talk. So, you have to improve that kung sa palagay ninyo ay hindi pa yon excellent. Okay? Siyempre, eye contact is very important and facial expressions. Okay? Alright. So, we have what we call as verbal tsaka non-verbal communication. Pag sinabi nating verbal, syempre kasama yun sa ginagamitan natin ng voice. Okay, ginagamitan natin ng voice, face-to-face, video calls. Pag non-verbal naman, syempre body language tsaka tone lang ng voice ang meron dyan. Expression at tsaka mga accent. Okay? So, ngayon, ang suggestion ko sa inyo, if you're going to have a client who are from the UK, try your best to pronounce words the way they pronounce words. Kasi kung hindi nyo i-pronounce yung the way na mag-pronounce sila, hindi man nila maintindihan yung sinasabi ninyo. Okay? So, I'm telling this according to my experience. Okay? Kasi nung nagpunta ako sa UK last 2022, pag kausap mo sila, tapos hindi mo ina-adjust yung pronunciation doon sa pronunciation nila, hindi ka nila maiintindihan agad-agad. Lalo na kung first time yung mag-uusap. No? So, for example, when if in the UK, ang tawag nila sa schedule is schedule. Did you know that? Iba pronunciation nila. Sabi ko, anong schedule? Sabi nila, schedule. Yung pala schedule. Yung pala yon schedule. So parang sabi ko, ano ba yan? Ganun talaga, no? So pag Pagdating na naman sa Australia, iba na naman ang pronunciation nila dyan. Yung letter E nila ay napakatigas ang pronunciation nila ng letter C, no? Kasi for example, so, ano ba? For example, assets. Sasabihin nila assets. Okay? O, mga expenses. Ganun yan sila sa Australia. So, paano sinasabi? Expenses. Okay?
Ah,
Diba? Tayo assets, expenses, sa kanila assets, expenses, ganun. So, yung matigas yung letter E tsaka I nila. Okay. So, depending on the client that you're gonna work with, i-adjust nyo rin yung mga accent ninyo. Hindi ko naman sinasabing kailangan yung i-fake yung accent ninyo. Pero kung sa palagay nyo kailangan nyo bigyan ng diin kung ano yung gusto nyong pag-usapan, dapat tama yung pronunciation according to how they will understand, you know. Pag hindi pa rin nila magets yung pronunciation mo, i-pronounce mo na yung the way na pronounce nila. Okay? So, mag-focus tayo ngayon sa understanding sa reply din ng customer or ng ating client. Okay? Kasi pag hindi natin focus yung reply din nila, magkakaroon ng misinterpretation o kaya naman ay miscommunication. Okay? Una pa lang, emailing. Pagdating sa emailing, when you're sending emails, okay, make sure na sinusunod ninyo yung mga proper protocols sa sending ng email. Kailangan may subject line. Siyempre, may greetings naman muna, no? Huwag diretso namang na wala man lang ka, dear, Mr., dear, Miss, wala man lang ganon. So, you have to follow those protocols. And as well as, before kayo mag-click ng send, i-check nyo muna kung anong sasabihin ng client pag nabasa niya yung email nyo. May mga pronouns ba kayo na vague or masyadong hindi naiintindihan? Ibig sabihin. At dapat ang email nyo should be very brief and short. Hindi masyadong mahaba. First 3 lines, dapat nandun na yung point ninyo, ha? And you have to include necessary context. Kung halimbawa may pinag-usapan kayong report, sabihin nyo kung anong particular report is that in the first quarter, second quarter report, etc. Now, mayroon na kasing AI. So, syempre, ang tendency natin is tatanungin natin si AI, di ba? So, wag lang mag-copy-paste diretso from AI. Titingnan nyo din muna kung hindi siya robot style naman yung message nyo, na parang ibang-iba naman na pagkausap ka in person. Parang hindi naman ikaw yung kausap. Anyway, okay. Before you hit send, you have to check first kung yung tono ba ng inyong email or yung message ninyo ay professional and also human. Hindi siya parang robot. Okay, or kinopy-paste sa ChatGPT. Ito halimbawa. As per the previous email, the deliverables are overdue. So, ano yung mga word dyan na hindi nyo maintindihan? For example, sa as per the previous email, the deliverables are overdue. Alan sa palagay nyo dyan ang vague or something which is very general and that's very specific? Yung deliverables. Kasi hindi mo naman alam kung ano yung deliverables, kung anong particular deliverables. What are these deliverables? So, you can make it more human-like by saying, hello, Sam, just circling back on the quarter 3 deliverables. We're getting close to the deadline. So, parang magiging tao talaga yung kausap mo, hindi lang nag-type ng walang connection. Okay? Can you give me an update on your progress? So, mas human. Yun ang ating point doon. Okay? Sunod. Discrepancies have been identified in the report. So, parang walang emotion, no? But when you say, gumamit tayo ng pronoun na I noticed a couple of figures in the report that don't quite match my notes. So, let's hop on quick call to align. So, there is I, tapos meron ding let's. So, nagiging parang human. Mas may connection. Okay? So, that's how you create your email more personalized, no? Hindi lang parang wala kang connection, walang communication, walang rapport. Provide the data by EOD. Masyadong jargon to, no? Parang mga Gen Zs lang ngayon. Dami-dami nilang sinasabi na hindi man natin maintindihan, no? So, ganyan din sa emailing. Huwag kang gagamit ng jargons or words or abbreviations that you are the only one who understand the meaning. Okay, pag ako naka-receive nito, anong EOD? Di ba ganun agad yung iisipin mo? Anong EOD to? Kasi hindi naman kasi ito, it's a jargon. It's something that is used by only a particular group of people or a certain person. So instead of that, you can say, could you share the data set when you have a moment? Aiming to review it by the end of the day. Yun pala yun. EOD. End of the day lang pala yun. Bakit hindi na lang tinype yung end of the day? Okay? Another thing. Pag sinabi mong thanks, o yun lang. Ikaw ba naman makareceive ka ng email, tapos thanks, ganun lang. Parang, di ba? Parang walang emotion, walang connection. So, you can do a little bit of effort by putting thanks for digging into this. I know it was a complex task. So you are not just saying thank you, you're also complimenting your coworker or your client. So, nagkakaroon ng communication, nagiging parang human relationship, merong relationship within. Okay? Alright, isa din sa mga i-consider ninyo guys when you are going for your work as a VA is yung different time zones. Okay? Kasi you might have clients from different parts of the world and meron tayong mga expectations on when you are supposed to reply. So for example, kung you got a client from the US, anong oras na ngayon sa US?
Parang
Right?
ahead sila ng 12 hours at or
Parang ahead sila ng 12 hours? Parang hindi ka
ahead ba
sure.
sila?
Okay.
Ahead ba sila? Nakalimutan ko.
Okay, what I
Morning
suggest,
nata,
okay,
morning 4 a.m.
fine. What I suggest is magkaroon kayo ng word clock, guys. Parang ako ito, nag-download ako ng app which is called Word Clock. So, ina-add ko lang yung time ng mga prospect clients ko or yung mga current people that I'm working with. Yan. So, alam ko kung anong oras. Titignan ko lang to anong oras na ba doon. So, hindi na ako nagbibilang o nag-google pa. Check ko na lang dito. Ayun. Oh. Okay. Yan. So, madali na lang. So, ngayon, pag nakikita nyo itong Manila, nakalagay dyan, August 2, 5, plus 5. Ibig sabihin, yung current time ko ngayon, plus 5 lang. So, pang ngayon, 11. Ano ng oras doon? Add ko lang ng 5. O, say, alas 4 na doon. Okay. Dito naman, minus 1 sa Berlin. So, sa Germany, kung alas 11 tayo, alas 10 sila na umaga doon. Okay. Sa Granada, sa Spain, less 1 hour din. Sa London, less 2. Okay. Now, take note, sa European countries, sa summer, minus 1 sila. Okay? Minus 1 sila sa normal na oras nila. So, ibig sabihin, kung sa London ay yung ating normal time is supposedly 2 hours difference, dinadagdagan nila yan ng isa pa. So, pag sinabi nilang ang meeting ninyo ngayon ay ang ka-meeting mo ngayon ay sa London, tapos meeting daw kayo ng alas 12. So, that is 1 hour from now, no? So, pag alas 12 dito, ibig sabihin minus 2, 10 o'clock doon. Dinadagdagan pa nila yan ng isa. So, mag-move pa yan ng isa pang oras. So, 11 o'clock yon kasi it's summer. Ganon sila sa UK at saka sa Germany. I'm not sure with other European countries, pero meron silang ganyang sistema na dagdag bawas sila sa oras nila during the summer and on the winter time. Okay? So, I hope I'm making myself clear. So, find ways that will help you kung paano ninyo ma-check yung time zones ng madalian para hindi na kayo nahihirapan. So, yun ang isang suggestion ko dyan. Try to find a word clock. Pwede siguro online. Ito kasi app yung akin na download eh. Okay. Okay, carry on. So, kasi alam niyo kung bakit. We have to make sure that we set expectations kung kailan tayo makaka-reply. Kasi syempre, if you have committed yourself, nagigising kayo sa oras nagising sila, then you have to comply with that. Kasi tatanungin naman kayo are you willing to work at Eastern Standard Time of the US at blah, blah, blah. Okay? Kasi sa US, meron din silang tinatawag na EST, meron din tinatawag na GMT. Kung nasa East Coast sila, tinatawag nila EST. So ngayon, at the beginning, bago nyo tanggapin yung offer ng client, dapat clear na itong mga to. Are you willing to wake up on the time na sila ay office hours nila? Pag nag-okay ka doon, you have to make yourself awake on that time. Hindi yung sasabihin mo, kasi tulog na kami dito but if you have already committed on that time, maging professional tayo by changing your routine. Kasi yun, ganun talaga ang siste, guys. Kaya nga, yung mga nasa Pilipinas, pag ang client nila ay nasa US, tulog yan sila sa araw, gising sila sa gabi. 'Di ba? Okay. So, I strongly suggest to you guys na ika-clarify ninyo yung mga response time ninyo kasi magkakaiba nga ng time zone. So, for example, kung ang client nyo naman ay nasa Singapore or nasa Australia. So sila +9 from nandito ka sa Kuwait, no? So, eto na yung guide. Pinapakita ko na sa inyo. But if you are having hard time to understand this, sabi ko nga, mag-ano na lang kayo, mag-download na lang kayo ng World Clock or any other app that would help you in fixing the time zones accordingly para makatrabaho kayo ng maayos. Okay? So let's take a look at the best practices for client communication. So disclaimer lang, itong picture na to ay AI generated. Okay? So hindi ko ito mga real students. Char-char lang to Tinanong ko lang si AI if he can make an image of me teaching in the university. So yan ang binigay ang picture. O, di ba parang true? Okay. So what are the best practices for client communication? Number 1, i-prioritize ninyo yung email for instruction. For example, pag sinabi ni client, okay, do this, do this, do this, do this. Sabihin nyo kay client, okay, kindly send me an email for that so I can reply accordingly one by one. No? Kasi mahirap yung isusulat yung pa isa-isa, no? Send nyo na lang ng email para may documentation. So you have to prefer email instructions para may clean record ng instructions na binigay sa inyo. Diba? Tapos i-follow up nyo na lang sa phone or sa video calls. I hope that's clear. Okay, at saka syempre, you have to establish clear boundaries. When we say establishing clear boundaries, you have to check anong oras ba yung mga chargeable. Ngayon, once na matapos nyo tong course at mag-OJT na kayo sa akin or sa amin, or you want to come and do your OJT or you want to do it online, it's okay. I will require you to use Hubstaff. So doon, meron tayong tinatawag na billable time. Ibig sabihin, kung ano lang yung nilagin ninyo doon sa Hubstaff, yun lang ang babayaran ng client. So, you have to make sure na every time na meron kayong communication with the client, is this session today billable? Okay? Kasi baka naman hindi kayo babayaran, kinukuha yung oras nyo. So, there are what we call as chargeable times or billable times. Okay? So, it has to be clear. I hope you got my point. Okay. Build trust through empathy. So, the only thing that I could say here is, i-treat nyo yung business ng client nyo na as if yun ang business ninyo. So, you'll have more empathy. It's like you're putting yourself into the shoe of the owner of the business. So, mas may concern ka, and that's called empathy. Para magkaroon kayo ng long-term client relationship because they know that you care. Because they don't care about you unless they know that you care about them. Yun lang. Okay. Confirm understanding. That means, pag merong instruction na binigay sa'yo ang client, always ask question before you begin with the work. Okay? Kaya nga, magtanong. Pag meron kayong hindi naintindihan, you have to ask question. Huwag kayong mahiyang magtanong. Kasi pag hindi kayo nagtanong, baka mali na yung ginagawa natin. Di mas lalong problema pag back to zero tayo. Diba? So, provide also regular updates. Doon sa unang chapter natin, pinag-usapan natin yung Pro and Basic VA. And a Pro VA would give regular updates even without being asked. Okay? Kung naalala nyo pa yun, ha? So, you have to inform the progress of the project and give proactive updates to your client kahit hindi ka tinatanong. At huwag ka lang magbigay ng update kung may problema. Magbibigay ka rin ng update kung everything is going right. Okay? I hope that's clear. Okay, Miss Elana, pakibasa nga yung question.
Which best practice for client communication is being described? Prefer email for instructions to maintain a clear record. Follow up phone or video calls with summary emails. Which best practice for client communication is being described?
O, yung sagot ay nasa tanong na.
Confirm
Well,
understanding,
that's
ma'am. Prioritize email for instructions.
Ayan. Okay. Prioritize email for instruction. Ayun, nasa una. Diba? So, unahin niyo
Yes
pag may
po.
instruction, tanongin niyo, could you please send it to me by email? Para at least nakalista lahat ng mga para alam niyo kung nagawa na ba tong first point, second point, third point. Yeah? Okay, so it's prioritize email for instructions. Kasi pag sa phone lang, lalo pag hindi naman naka-record, baka hindi niyo pa makuha yung instruction, magkaroon lang ng miscommunication. Miss Sheila, can you please take care of question number 2?
Which best practice for client communication is being described? clarify availability response times, and whether calls are chargeable to prevent misunderstandings. Confirm understanding.
Establish
The
clear
answer is
boundaries.
establish clear boundaries.
Ah.
Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, baka kinukuha yung time nyo, hindi naman pala bayad. So, there should be a boundary kung kailan kayo pwedeng kausapin or ano yung mga billable time tsaka chargeable times. Okay? Okay. Next, Miss Linda, question number 3.
Keep clients informed of progress even when everything is going smoothly.
Basically, ano daw yun?
Build trust.
No, you are
Ay,
informing.
ah,
Ini-inform mo daw si client. Hindi lang
Provide
kung may
regular
problema. Magbibigay ka ng
provide
update.
regular updates.
Okay? So, kahit everything is going smoothly, magbigay ka pa rin ng update. Wag lang kung may problema. Okay? Right. So, I want you guys to go to the portal and take the quiz habang fresh pa sa utak niyo yung mga pinag-discuss natin right now. So, I'm gonna give you time to finish the quiz first. Okay? So, please go to the portal and take the quiz before we go to the next part of our chapter 5, which is we are going to use another platform. So, lilipat tayo later. After ninyo mag-quiz, lilipat tayo sa MS Teams. Okay? So, first, you finish the quiz. Then, we'll go to MS Teams. I will first check your quizzes. Okay? So, mag-quiz muna kayo habang fresh pa. At para hindi na makalimutan, hindi kayo matambakan. Because by the next few chapters, you'll be having a lot of work to do kasi magdi-digital marketing na din tayo. So, marami-rami kang gagawin doon. So, please, first finish whatever is pending, lalo na itong mga quizzes para hindi kayo matambakan. Okay, please do it now. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is to try another platform. Okay, gagamitin natin yung isa pang platform, which is, syempre, pag sinabi natin communication tools, kasama na dito lahat ng mga posibleng gagamitin ng client nyo. Pwedeng gagamitin sila ng Google Meet. So, this time, you're gonna first do MS Teams, no? So, ang gagawin nyo just sa first MS Teams, meron akong guide doon sa portal. Please download that and follow it. So, before the meeting, sabi ko nga, ang unang task ninyo is to change your background doon sa MS Teams. Okay? So, the first task you will do sa MS Teams is to change your background. So, paano nyo gagawin yon? Okay, puntahan nyo lang yung MS Teams na icon and log into that. Tapos, puntahan nyo yung Teams Calendar. Select yung join. I'm gonna send you then yung link later doon. So, we'll do that. So, gagawin nyo is to change the background. Pangalawa, you need to choose whatever, tapos yun ang screenshot niyo at isend ninyo doon sa Slack. I hope I'm making myself clear. So the first task you'll do in MS Teams is to change your background. Take a screenshot and send it to me. Pangalawa is you're going to select people and then you edit your display name. So kailangan nakalagay yung display name niya dyan. Ang guide nilagay ko na sa portal, guys, sundan nyo lang. Dinidiscuss ko lang yung guide. Parehas lang din yun nandoon. Okay, paano nyo edit yung pangalan nyo dapat? Name and enrollment number. Okay? Name and enrollment number. Sunod, mag-schedule kayo ng meeting, which you can do afterwards. Click nyo lang yung new meeting sa tabi ng Meet Now. After that, find nyo yung mga details. Lagay nyo kung anong gusto nyong topic. Okay? And then, you create a reflection. Itong reflection na to, isi-send ninyo as a message. Okay? As a message. So, may message doon. I-click nyo lang yung pangalan ko. Tapos, you can type your message. Anong ita-type ninyo? Ito. Sagutin nyo tong tanong na to. Okay? I'm gonna send this one sa group chat para alam nyo. Hindi nyo na kailangan ano pa yung question ulit? Isi-send ko yan sa group chat, okay? So first, let's meet over Teams. So i-end ko tong meeting na to and we'll continue from MS Teams. Naintindihan ba guys yung instructions? Ladies and gentlemen, I hope naintindihan nyo. So puntahan nyo yung WhatsApp group sa ating WhatsApp group. Nandun yung link so you can join the MS Teams. So i-end ko muna itong ating Zoom para isa lang na window ang gagamitin natin. Okay? Okay, guys?
Yes po.
Yes. Okay, good. So, I'll see you there.
Great po.
Bye!